A farmer owns 28 acres of land. Of the 28 acres, only 65% can be farmed. How many acres are available for farming? So the total area that is available is 28 acres, out of which 65% can be used for farming. So I'll label this as usable land is 65% of 28 acres. This is what the question tells us. So let's see how many acres are available for farming, or how many acres of land can the farmer use. So I've already written this down as an expression. So let's make an equation and see what we're really supposed to find. So 65% of 28 acres is available for farming, which is X. We're assuming that the total area that can be used for farming is X acres at the moment. What we know is that this X acres constitutes for 65% of this total area. So let's solve this equation and find out the value of X. I'll have to rewrite this down before we can solve it. So 65% of 28 is X. Now 65% of 28 can also be written down as 65 over 100. And whenever we have this off in between two quantities, what we're really supposed to do is we're supposed to multiply both of them. So 65 over 100 multiplied by 28 should give us the value of X. Now since 28 is a whole number, I'm going to add a denominator below it so that it's easier for you to follow through. So we have two fractions on the left hand side of the equals to sign. Let's multiply them and find out what we get. 65 multiplied by 28. We multiply the numerators first and then we multiply the denominators, and 100 multiplied by 1. It's easy, we get 100. And we have equals to an X. So 65 multiplied by 28 over 100 equals to X. Now 65 multiplied by 28 gives us 1820 over 100 equals to X. Now since X is already the subject, we can solve this fraction and find the value of X. So let's cancel out the zeros, and we're left with 182 over 10 equals to X. Now since the denominator for 182 is a number that is made up of 1 and a 0, the way to divide this number is to work with decimals. Now since there's no decimal in between 1 and 8 and 2, the decimal is right after 2. And then we have this placeholder 0. So 182.0 over 10. Now we've learned that whenever we're dividing a decimal number, the decimal point is going to move towards the left, and the number of spaces that it moves depends on the number of zeros it's being divided by. So since it's being divided by 10 and 10 only has 1 0, the decimal point is going to move one place towards the left, and X therefore is equal to 8.2. So how many acres are available for farming? 18.2 acres are available for farming. That's an 8. 18.2 acres are available for farming.